If your discovery calls feel like good chat, no decision, this is why. Most deals aren't lost in the demo, they're lost in discovery. Because discovery is where you uncover what actually drives the buying decision, and if you miss that, everything after becomes guesswork. Hey team, welcome back to Structured to Scale, powered by Elefante RevOps. Our mission is to help growth-focused leaders scale with clarity, systems, and confidence. Today, we're breaking down winning by design style discovery framework using two tools, ACE to open like a pro and SPICED to run call with structure. And yes, we're going to make this practical. You'll get the exact talk tracks, the questions to ask, and the traps to avoid. By the end, you'll know how to keep executive engagement rising, turn pain into a measurable business case, and leave discovery with real momentum. Not let's circle back. Let's go. Quick reframe. The sales funnel isn't just lead to close. In recurring revenue, the journey continues after the contract. Close one is not the finish line, it's the midpoint. Because renewals and expansion only happen if the customer gets impact after they buy. So, when we talk about discovery, we're not just trying to win a deal, we're setting up the entire customer journey for success. And that's why the discovery call matters more than most teams treat it. Here's the good news. You don't need a massive overhaul to grow. Winning by Design talks about focusing on moments that matter. Not 50 steps, just a few moments where small improvements compound. If you improve several key moments by just 10% each, those marginal gains stack, and they stack fast. Most teams try to double results by doubling inputs. Double the leads, double the reps, double the spend. But compounding works differently. Small improvements in the right moments beat brute force. And one of the biggest moments, discovery. So let's zoom in and build a repeatable process for it. Discovery isn't a script, it's a structure. The goal is simple. Engagement should go up over time. If engagement drops, you're usually doing one of the three things. You're pitching too early, you're asking too many surface questions, or you're talking more than the customer. Also, the first 5 minutes matter more than most sellers realize. Executives decide quickly if you're credible. And if you're credible, they bring better people to the next call. So we don't waste the opening on 10 minutes of how's the weather. We do a little human connection, 2 minutes. Then we take control. That's where ACE comes in. ACE, ACE, is how you start a discovery call like a professional. A, appreciate. C, check time. E, end goal. Here's the exact talk track. Appreciate. Before we jump in, thanks for taking the time today. I appreciate it. Check time. I have us booked for 30 minutes. Does that still work for everyone on this call? This matters because you do not want your decision maker to disappear 5 minutes before the end. Checking time gets a commitment. We're here until the bottom of the hour. End goal. And just so we're aligned, the goal today is to understand your current situation, what you're trying to accomplish, and then decide whether it makes sense to take a next step. You can also say the goal is to see if there's a fit, and if there is, we'll align on what happens next. ACE does three things. It establishes leadership, it protects your time box, and it gives you a clean way to close the call. And if you're thinking, I've done ACE 4 times today, I'm tired of it. Cool. Your customer hasn't. They're comparing you to every seller who showed up late, rambled, and left with no next step. ACE is a differentiator because it's boring in the best way. Reliable. Now we move into SPICED. SPICED is the structure for the rest of the call. It's the meat of the meeting. S, situation. P, pain. I, impact. CE, critical event. D, decision. We start with situation and pain. Situation is the factual baseline. What's true today? Keep it tight, 2 or 3 questions max. You're not building a biography, you're building context. Examples. Walk me through your current process today. What tools are involved right now? Who owns this internally? Pro move. bring in research. I noticed you're hiring 3 roles. Is this project tied to that growth? That signals you came prepared. Now, pain. Pain is the friction. What's slow, costly, risky, or breaking? Examples. Where does this process break down most often? How much time does that cost per week? What's the consequence when that goes wrong? And here's the rule. Don't go generic, make pain specific. Then you do the part most reps skip. This is the moment that separates amateurs from pros. You summarize what you heard, then you stop talking. Or what Jocko says, shut the fuck up. Talk track. Let me make sure I've got this right. Right now you're doing X, which causes Y problem, and it costs you Z in time, money, risk, or missed outcomes. Did I capture that correctly? Then this is where the customer either says, yep, you nailed it, or they correct you. Either way, you win because now you're aligned on reality. And alignment is the fuel for the rest of the call. If you skip the summary, you're guessing. If you summarize and get the yes, you've earned trust. Now you choose the next move. After the summary, you've got 3 options. 1, make a quick pitch. 2, share a relevant customer story. Or 3, go straight into impact. A quick pitch can work in transactional deals, but keep it short. If you pitch for 5 minutes, engagement drops. A story can work when you want to build belief. This reminds me of another customer who had the same pain. But the highest leverage move in the B2B discovery calls is impact. Pain tells you what's wrong. Impact tells you what success looks like. And most sellers never get there. They hear pain and immediately start prescribing solutions. Impact is where you stop selling your product and start selling their outcome. So let's do impact. Impact is the measurable result they want. Ask, if we solve this, what changes for the business? What metric moves if this works? What does success look like in numbers? What's the cost of doing nothing? If they struggle, give them a menu. Typically, customers want to save money, save time, reduce risk, or grow revenue. Which one is the most true for you? Now, critical event. Critical event is the why now and by when. Ask, is there a deadline you're working toward? What's happening in the business that makes this urgent right now? What happens if you miss that date? And here's the pro move. If they give you a date, don't pounce. Write it down. Then circle back a minute or 2 later. Earlier you mentioned August 22nd. Help me understand. Why is that date important? That question reveals urgency without sounding like a trap. Now we connect it to the decision. Decision is how they'll decide. Who's involved, criteria, timeline, steps. You can ask, walk me through how decisions like this typically get made. Who else needs to be involved for this to move forward? What are the top decision criteria? If we decide to move forward, what's the next milestone after this call? Now, you've got a real deal, not a maybe, because you have impact, time frame, and process. That's forecastable. Now, let's make this scalable. AI is a cheat code for reinforcing process. Take a call transcript, paste it into your AI tool, ask, pull out the SPICED from this call. It'll summarize situation, pain, impact, critical event, decision. Then compare it to what your rep logged in the CRM. If the transcript is specific and the CRM is vague, you found exactly what to fix. You can even ask, based on this SPICE, what should we demo next? Now, discovery directly drives a targeted demo, not a feature tour. If you want to train new reps faster, don't start with scripts. Start with listening. Give new hires 5 recorded calls. Have them write out SPICE for each call. Situation, what's true? Pain, what's broken? Impact, what outcome they want? Critical event, by when and why? Decision, how they decide. This builds the muscle of hearing what matters before they're responsible for running the call. Then, when they do live calls, you coach the gaps. Good situation and pain. You skip the summary. Next time, summarize and pause. That's how you create consistent discovery across the team. Your market changes. Customer priorities change. Critical events change. So your discovery framework should evolve. Set a simple rhythm. Every week, analyze recent calls with AI. Extract top impacts and critical events, then share what's trending with the team. This week, we heard a new critical event coming up repeatedly. Let's incorporate that into discovery next week. That's how you build a living playbook instead of a dusty document. Here's the bigger idea. You don't need to double your win rate to double revenue. You need marginal improvement in moments that matter. Improve discovery by 10%, improve demo by 10%, improve follow-up by 10%. That's compounding. And one tactical takeaway, if you consistently move from situation and pain into impact, you stop selling features and start selling outcomes. Then if you consistently capture critical events, deals gain urgency and your forecast gets cleaner. That's how you get 10% better and keep getting better. Let's wrap this up. Start with ACE. Appreciate, check time, end goal. Then run SPICED. Situation, pain, impact, critical event, and decision. And remember the 2 pro moves. Summarize what you heard, then shut up and let the customer confirm it. Treat this like a profession. Record calls, review calls, measure, improve, repeat. If you want to help implementing this across your team, call scoring, playbooks, CRM fields, dashboards, the whole revenue system, check out ElefanteRevOps.com. We'll link it below. And I want to hear from you. Which part of SPICE is the hardest for you? Impact, critical event, or decision? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe if this was useful. And as always, scale with clarity. My name's Colton Rodriguez from Elefante RevOps. Have a blessed day. Bye for now.